we basically start to become unfriendly.
Ah. Okay, moving on. No! No! Do I have to?
It gives you more points with them, yes.
Fuck my life. I don't know if I can. James didn't reply. He simply stared at me, unable to answer. However, I could tell he was. He was clutching the armrest tightly, just digging his fingers into the leather. I gently leaned closer to him from my chair and reached to brush a finger over his hand. Someone kill me.
Reading so enthusiastically.
Yeah, so happy to be here, y'all. So happy, little stars. So happy. If you
Me
really
too.
need energy, it'll help a little. No sex, but enough to stop the hunger. Okay. Okay.
You sound like you're about to cry. Oh, come on. If I could sit through Sam, you can sit through James.
You barely sat through Sam.
Exactly. But I still did it.
Once again, I was greeted with silence from James. Thank God. But he seemed nervous and uncertain about what to do. Now that the approval was there, he was also frozen from my touch, softly and barely twitching at the feel of my skin against his. I could feel his grip, his hand grip the armrest harder. Oh God. A small feeling of boldness, boldness then ran through my body, forcing me to cover his hand completely with my own, leaning nose to nose with James in seriousness. And
You can do it. We're almost there.
Alter my mind if you're concerned about me. I really do want to help you out. What the fuck? All of a sudden, I felt something in my mind snap and ooh, no, Michaela, why? Ooze? Why? No. Okay, that's my least favorite. I prefer moist over ooze.
Really?
Fuck that word, especially in this context. No. Into the warm, fluffy feeling I felt before with Sam and Eric. I'd rather be with one of those two right now.
Oh, you mean the thing that made me want to punch Sam?
Keyda sounds like she's in so much pain. I am. If
She
you
does.
guys can
She
see
does.
me in my chair right now, I'm like curled up, my arms are like crossed, and I'm just like, like sinking into my chair.
There's a reason why I am here,
Yep.
and it is to make things more tolerable. Because, yeah, literally when she noticed James is winning, she DM'd me like, hey, you busy on Monday?
Oh my God, no! I wish I could say that. When I saw the poll, because I checked it like I think a day after it went up, and I went to check on it because I knew James was gonna win. I knew it, so I knew I had to talk to Prophet anyways, be like, hey, you free? But then I saw how many of you voted for James, and I'm like, I have to send the poll to Prophet, because Prophet, I need to know if you're free. And this,
I am.
I felt my body slightly heat up as James released the armrest and gently took my wrist. He gently pulled me out of my chair and onto his lap, having me straddle. Okay.
Do you need me to read
No,
this?
it's fine. I'll suffer. Him with my thighs. He stared deep into my eyes, his own growing hunger that I never would have expected to see from him.
You sure?
Emotional support Prophet.
Emotional support Prophet, exactly. This will not be the only time that this will happen.
Oh no, wait for Seduce Me too, y'all.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about Seduce Me too. I was talking about Amnesia.
Oh yeah, you'll be here for Toma.
And Iki, of course.
Yes, and Iki. I'll probably bring you for Ukyo as well.
I need to be there at least for the end of Ukyo, because I want to do the goodbye
yes,
Ukyo.
You have to be. Before I knew it, his lips were pressed against mine. My head began being pulled by his hand on my back of my neck. I gently moved my hand to his shoulder and chest, melting in his lap and enjoying every feeling that ran through my body. I felt hot, desperate, and I needed more of this again.
Oh my god. You can do it. You're almost there.
I'm trying so hard. I'd only for this channel will I ever put myself through. One of my hands slid up. Oh god. One of my hands slid up his neck into his hair as James lowered his kiss to my neck, gently corroding against my skin. I couldn't help but let a small whimper of pleasure before reaching up and covering my mouth.
I mean, I definitely think you're letting out a whimper, but not out of pleasure. not a whimper of pleasure, that's for sure.
Oh god, no.
Was I just add to his stamp?
No, because you didn't really read it. You kind of were just like skipping over it. I didn't.
Right, I think because you were
I was reading it, but you weren't, because you're like, I'm not reading this shit. I didn't want the others to hear me, and I was positive neither did James. Nope. James lowered his free hand to my lower back, pulling my body against his. I felt my energy slowly draining, causing me to cuddle closer to James's hold on me. He lowered his hand to my waist, squeezing it tightly as it. Okay. Okay. As his tongue ravished my neck. I'm crying.
I think you would struggle getting your arm cut off and reading this.
I'm pinning that
He's
comment.
very cheering for you.
Pinning that. I'm pinning that comment.
Yeah.
I'm pinning that. Grass has been the only person pinned on my channel because Jesus fucking Christ.
At least Mary's cheering you on.
Oh god. His hand was on my back of my neck, however, gently came around and held onto my tail of my bow. I sucked in a breath, but James didn't pull it to untie the bow. James lifted his lips from my neck and gently leaned his forehead to mine, rubbing nose to nose with me. He was gently breathing fast, softly red in the face, and as deep into the moment as I was.
I won't go any further if you don't want me to.
Can I say no? Can I?
No, you can't.
I could feel the hold of his mind-altering spell fade away, but I still felt hot. Something told me that I wanted more, but at the same time, I wasn't sure if I
You gotta keep going.
No!
It's almost done.
I opened the opportunity and I was I wasn't worried I was going to let him keep going. I promised not to go far, but his far wasn't far enough for me. I gently leaned in and kissed him, giving him silent approval to keep going.
You can do it!
I could feel. This is my exposure therapy. I could feel him pull on the tail of my bow, releasing it and letting it follow his hand off from around my neck. He moved the ribbon to the empty seat before gently unbuttoning the top of half of my blouse, going no lower than above my stomach. The desire in my body. The desire in my body drove me to the sleeve of my shirt down. Oh, fucking hell. Move the sleeve of my shirt down my arm, escaping from it and letting the shirt hang around my belly. I'm an adult. As he began to push my neck and his shoulder and hug kisses, I leaned my head back and let the pleasureful sounds give me lip. I'm sure your therapist will be hearing about this. They'll sure be hearing something, probably crying. The pull in my body from him draining my energy had slowed immensely, almost completely stopping. However, James kept touching and kissing me regardless. He was full, but he was as hot as I was and kept loving on my skin on me. Okay. I'm an adult. I can do this. I'm an adult. I couldn't even comprehend how much time we had spent making out. Okay, I've read this one before. Just pretended Sam. I was so lost in the pleasure that I didn't care. I call it simple, but I didn't care. I loved it. His touch, his kiss, his heat. I desired it beyond anything at that moment, even as he lowered his kisses down my chest to just above my brow. Yep, I've read that before. It's fine.
Goodness, so scandalous.
Don't, Prophet, stop. I can't. I'm barely hanging on to my sanity. My heart was beating wildly in my chest. Something about James drew me to him. Like,
do you want me to toss him out the window?
Please, toss him out the window. But you're like just barely an adult. It's true. I'm 1 year old. I'm almost one as an adult. Something about James drew me to him like a moth to a flame. I didn't know if it was his aura of superiority or his gentle smile. But something made my heart quicken for him. I couldn't have been love, but it was too passionate to be lust. You demon? What was it? Passion. Moving on. However, I began to feel dizzy, seeing the ceiling start to spin almost wildly. I gripped onto James's shoulders, trying to signal him to stop, but my mind faded into black before I could let out another sound. It's over.
Look, you did it! See? You can do it!
Oh my god, that was painful. That was painful.
I could tell with how upset you sounded and how drawn out you made it, and how at times you just sort of nicely devolved and going like, when you were reading it.
I hate that was probably the best reading I've done for any of these. That hurts me more than anything else.